Welcome to Who Approved That, the show where we dig up history's most ridiculous legal loopholes and the unhinged people bold enough to use them. I'm your storyteller, Susan, and today we're going back to 1914. Picture this. You need to send your child to their grandmother's house for the weekend, but train tickets are way out of your budget. What's your solution?
You wait until you can afford a ticket?
No, you put 53 cents of postage stamps directly onto your 5-year-old's winter coat and hand her to the mailman like a sack of potatoes.
Stop it. Are you telling me that people were literally shipping human children through the United States Postal Service like sourdough starters?
In 1914, thanks to a staggering oversight in federal law, the United States Post Office was briefly in the business of delivering toddlers across state lines.
I refuse to believe this was real. Who approved that?
To understand how this happened, we have to look at January 1st, 1913. That's the day the U.S. Post Office launched Parcel Post. Before this, packages were capped at 4 pounds. The new rules bumped that limit to 11 pounds and quickly raised it to 50 pounds.
Okay, great for shipping heavy farm equipment or tools.
Exactly, but here was the fatal legal loophole. The regulations explicitly banned dangerous items like explosives, poisons, and sharp objects, but they completely forgot to explicitly exclude living human beings.
Oh no.
Rural farm families quickly did the math. If your child weighed under 50 pounds, they technically qualified as fourth-class parcel freight. And days after the service launched, citizens started testing the government's boundaries. Check out this first historical report from the New York Times in January 1913.
A letter received by the Post Office Department from a Georgia resident inquired whether an infant could be sent through parcel post, asking specifically for instructions on how the baby might be wrapped so it would comply with regulations as to package size and safety. How do you wrap a baby for shipping compliance? Right,
The Postmaster General had to issue a public statement telling people not to wrap babies. But people kept doing it anyway because train passenger tickets cost dollars while parcel post cost mere cents, which brings us to the most famous case in history, 5-year-old Charlotte May Piersdorf.
Tell me about May.
In February 1914, May's parents wanted to send her 73 miles from Grangeville to Lewiston, Idaho, to visit her grandmother. A passenger train ticket was way too expensive for them, but May weighed exactly 48.5 pounds, just under the 50-pound parcel limit. Read what the local paper reported on February 19th.
5-year-old May Piersdorf traveled from Grangeville to Lewiston, Idaho in the postal car of the Idaho Central Railroad. Train passenger fare for the child was several dollars, whereas parcel post shipping fees amounted to exactly 53 cents in stamps affixed directly to her heavy winter coat.
53 cents! And May wasn't the only one. 6-year-old Edna Neff was mailed 720 miles from Florida to Virginia in a railway mail car for just over $1.
720 miles. That's not a parcel, that's a cross-country road trip. I'm honestly more surprised that a 6-year-old sat still for that long than I am about the postage stamps.
Time for our quick-fire game, one real and one fake. I'm going to give you 2 bizarre scenarios from the baby mail era. One actually happened, and one is total garbage I made up. Ready?
I was born ready.
Statement 1. Parents in Ohio mailed their 8-month-old son a mile down the road for 15 cents and actually purchased $50 of government postal insurance on him just in case he got lost in transit. Statement 2. The post office briefly introduced mandatory postal toddler car seats inside train baggage cars to keep mailed children from rolling around during tight turns.
Statement 2 sounds like a bureaucratic nightmare, so I feel like the government actually made that seat. But buying $50 in insurance on your own baby sounds so absurdly unhinged that it has to be true. I'm guessing statement 2 is fake.
You nailed it. Statement 2 is fake, but Statement 1 is 100% historical fact. Jessie and Matilda Beagle mailed their 10.75-pound baby for 15 cents, and that $50 in insurance they bought would be worth over $1,500 today. Imagine trying to file an insurance claim with the post office for a misplaced baby.
Excuse me? Status update on tracking number 402. You lost my son.
Now, here's the unusual twist that turns this whole horrifying story upside down. When you picture a baby being mailed, you probably imagine a poor kid locked inside a dark wooden crate or cardboard box, right?
Yes, that's why I was so disturbed.
Well, thankfully, children were never stuffed into boxes. Mail carriers literally held their hands or walked them on leashes on rural routes. And on the train cars, there was a ton of small town favoritism going on. Remember little 53-cent May Piersdorf?
The girl with stamps on her coat.
The railway postal clerk on duty in the train mail car that day was actually her mother's second cousin, Leonard Mokel. Read this quote from the train clerk's account of the trip.
The parcel was handed to railway postal clerk Leonard Mochel. She sat in the mail car, surrounded by mail sacks, ate fruit packed by her mother, and was delivered safely to her grandmother, who met the train at the depot. Okay, so it was basically just an unofficial, free babysitting ride with her cousin?
Exactly. It was more like rural communities exploiting a loophole to get family members to chaperone their kids. But postmasters in big cities were losing their minds. Finally, in June 2020, Postmaster General Albert Burleson issued the final decree shutting it down. Read his furious official mandate.
Postmasters are hereby reminded that children are not to be accepted for transportation as parcel post. By no stretch of imagination or language can children be classified as harmless live animals that do not require constant supervision, food, or water.
By no stretch of imagination can children be classified as harmless. Honestly, he had a point. Time for our 2026 status check. Obviously, today, USPS Domestic Mail Manual Section 601 explicitly bans mailing human beings.
Good, but when was the last
Time someone actually tried this loophole.
The last officially documented attempt happened in 1915 when a woman tried to mail her 3-year-old daughter 14 miles across Kentucky. The postmaster refused the package at the counter, citing early postal warnings, but the loophole wasn't officially written out of the administrative code until the Burleson Decree of 1920.
So, for 5 whole years, local postmasters were just wrestling parents at the counter. But can I still mail any living creatures today?
Believe it or not, yes. Under strict 2026 USPS regulations, you can still legally mail harmless live animals like queen bees, day-old baby chicks, disease-free insects, and certain small cold-blooded animals like harmless lizards or frogs.
But no human toddlers.
No human toddlers. You have to buy a train ticket like everyone else now. That wraps up episode 1 of Who Approved That?
If you loved this episode, hit that follow button and drop us a review.
And make sure you tune in next time, because if you thought mailing a baby for 53 cents was wild, wait until you hear episode 2 about the businessman who mailed an entire 80,000 brick bank building package by package through the mail to bypass freight rates. See you next week.